Hello and welcome to my channel Kedar Dave. For standard 12 computer studies, this video it is very useful for science and common stream students. So as per the Gujarat Secondary and Higher Secondary Board Science and Common Stream, these are the different chapters I arrange according to the weightage of this uh, right. So chapter number 2 it is the highest weighted 10, chapter number 7 it is 10 marks, then chapter number 8 10 marks, and chapter number 9 10 marks. So chapter number 1 3 6 these chapters are of 8 marks. After that 7 marks chapter it is introduction to e-commerce. Chapter number 5 10 11 and 12 these chapters are 6 marks chapters, and the last one is the 5 marks chapter. So total 100 mark multiple choice questions comes in the board exam. Guys, these 4 chapters are very important, so you gain 40 percentage from this uh, computer paper. Okay, so duration for the computer paper it is 2 hours, means 120 minutes, and you have to solve 100 marks multiple choice questions. There is no negative marking. This is the benefit for the students. Okay, what is the difficulty level of this computer paper? It is easy type multiple choice questions comes 50% easy types multiple choice questions comes in board exam. Average type multiple choice question 35 percentage, and difficult type of multiple choice questions 15 percentage. So total 100 percentage. So minimum you get 85 marks from this computer paper, means you secure A2 grade, right? In between 81 to 90 it is you secure 80, you secure A2 grade, right? And all types of computer studies related updates, please visit this site. It is computer studies kedardawe.wordpress.com. Computer studies related uh, theory chapters as well as practical related videos also available in this channel. It is Kedar Dave. Okay, so today we start chapter number 6. It is object oriented concept. It is 8 marks multiple choice questions comes in the board exam. So let's start chapter number 6. Hello students, our chapter number 6 is object oriented concept. So first of all, in introduction, what is object oriented concept? So that object oriented programming concepts starts originating in the 1960s, right? After that, since mid in 1980s, it had been the main programming paradigm used in the creation of the different types of new softwares. So it was developed as a way to handle the rapidly and increasing the size and complexity of the software systems, and to make it easier to modify these large and complex systems over time. These object oriented programming concepts and the different languages started. Okay, some of the programming languages it is very popular and it will support the object oriented programming are C++, Java programming, C Sharp, VB.NET, ASP.NET, and PHP, right? So the way of programming can be divided into the two different categories. First one, it is structure or procedural programming, and second one, it is object oriented programming. In this procedural programming, the focus is on the functions which the different types of data are operate. For example, in the library application softwares, there are all processes of library application and focus on the different modules like students registrations, book issues, book returns, fine calculations, right? So it's focus on the different modules, right? But in the object oriented programming, the focus is on its object which contains both the data and the different functionalities together. So what is object? First of all, we understand this point, that is what is object. So in the real world, the objects are the entities of which the world is comprised. Some objects can be concrete things like the person, car, or a coffee cup, and the different concrete things which we see. And the other objects may be abstract, that do not represent things which can be touched or seen. For example, the concepts like the date and time. So in all objects have its unique identity and are distinguishable from the each other. For example, every person has its characteristics like name, surname, middle name, city, gender, birth date, and profession. In object-oriented terminology, such characteristics are known as the properties or its attribute. To uniquely distinguish one person from another, we use the value of these characteristics. So the name Ram and Shyam specify two different persons. When two persons have the same name, they may be distinguished using the other attributes like his birth date. And in this way, to identify the objects, we use the values of these attributes, right? And these values are called its state. Additionally, there is a behavior associated with the objects. For example, the person takes birth date, gets name, and change location. So that behavior, it is also known as its method. So state of objects can be changed due to its behavior. So finally, any real object can be described in terms of what it is. It is called its identity, and what it is, that is it is its state, and what it does, that is its behavior. So when any software application is designed, objects to be considered should be meaningful to that application, right? So you have to give the meaningful name to that particular application and the different objects, right? For example, in railway reservation application, meaningful objects are the train, passenger tickets, or the station. These are the different meaningful objects you select when you create a railway reservation application, right? And the objects like the car, computer, or and watch may be irrelevant for the railway reservation application. This is a simple example of the railway reservation application. And in short, you have to select meaningful name to that application. Okay, after the objects, next one it is class. So class can be considered as a blueprint for the various objects, and a class, it is the template for multiple objects with the similar features. It describes a group of objects with similar attributes and a common behavior. Objects in the same class share a common semantic purpose. So a class, it is the general concept used to embody all the common features of a particular set of objects. For example, we have a class named person describing the common attributes and behavior of all persons, right? So let's see the one diagram of the class and the different objects. So the person is a class name, right? And these are the different objects. They are name, city, gender, birth date, and profession. So when you generate a class person and its objects, the number of objects you add in your class, right? For example, a person name Dr. Meera, city Vadodara, gender female, birth date 15/5/1985, profession doctor, right? Same as for the number of objects you add for the Miss Bina, Abhay, Sham, and Dana. This is the one another example objects and the class, right? The class student, right? And the different objects of that class. These are the different states: name, age, color, and sex, and behavior: eating, drinking, running. So number of objects you create on the based on the class, right? So this is a very useful diagram to understand class and the different objects if you want to select in the programming language. Okay, so if you want to create a program by selecting the object oriented programming concepts, right? So what is a class diagram? So the class diagram represent a collection of classes, constraints, and the relationship among the different classes. For that, unified modeling language UML can be used to create models of object oriented software to help with design of an application. So UML is a visual modeling language defined and maintained by Object Management Group. Short form is OMG. The class diagrams are the only diagrams which can be directly mapped with object-oriented languages and thus widely used among the software developers. So different software developers use the class diagram, right, and directly mapped with the object-oriented programming languages which you select C++ or Java or any other object-oriented programming based language. So in the class diagram, a class, it is represented with an icon using a rectangle splits into the three sections to present name, its attributes, and a behavior, right? So on the top section, name of the class, it is in the top section, attributes or the properties of the class in the middle section, and the behavior or its operation or the different methods you write in the bottom section. So here one example is given: class representations in the UML conversations, right? Class name, visibility data types or and define the initial value, visibility operations or argument list, return type. This is one example. It is given in our diagram. Person, class name, and then visibility data types and initial values you define here: name, city, gender, birth date, and for the profession. And so different visibility operations you define at the last, right? Okay, here corresponding with the figure of it is given here 6.1, right? An object also called, it is its instance of the class person. It is represented here, right? So person P1, this is the objects P1 and its detail information. Person 2 related information is represented here, right? So objects of the P1 and P2 of the class name is person. So after the next one, it is encapsulation. For any computer program, two or more events are used that are data and its functions. In the procedural programming or the structure programming, views these two core elements as the two separate entities, whereas in the object-oriented programming views them as a single entity. So in the procedural programming, that can be altered by any component of the program. It is not protected from the modification, right? So in the object-oriented programming, this problem can be solved by using the encapsulation option. This is very important option is available in the object-oriented programming. So here data and the method are manipulate data are guarded against the modification or misuse by the other component of the program. So this mechanism of providing protections to data and method of a program, it is called encapsulation. Once again, this mechanism of providing the protections to the data and the different methods you define in your programming, right, that is called encapsulation. Okay, after the encapsulations, next one it is data abstractions. So it is a process of representing the essential features of the object without including its implementation detail, right? So abstraction, it is a concept that hides the complexity, right, of your programming. So it says what it does but not how it is done. This is the one example given, right? So one real example of the television set. The television set can be turned off on and on. You can change the different channels, you can operate the volumes, and the different other buttons are given on the television or the remote controller. You easily adjust it, but the users does not know the internal details like how it receives signals over the air or through the cable and how it translates them and finally displays them on the screen, right? So that is how it is done. So that is there is a clear separations of the internal implementations of television set from its external interface. After that, messaging, it is in the object-oriented terminology a call to a method. It is referred to as a message. Due to the encapsulation, all the methods call are handled by the objects that recognize the method. different classes may have some methods with the same name. Right? For example, class it is a date has method named display and the displays the date objects in the specific format. Suppose there are other classes that are the time and person both having the method with the same name display to display time in the specific format and to display the details of the person respectively. After that, polymorphism means many forms. There are maybe different forms of a single method of operation, right? So assume that there is a return functions named max that finds the maximum of two numbers. So it takes two integers as a parameter and returns the maximum as an its integer value. So what is aggregation and composition in the object-oriented programming concepts? When objects of one class are composed of object of other class, it is called aggregation or the composition. It represents has a or a part of relationship between the two classes. For example, motherboard is a part of computer. We all know that a computer is composed of the many parts like the motherboard, screen, keyboard, mouse and different other components, right? A screen itself may be classed with the attributes like the length, width and model. After that, aggregations versus the composition, it is represent a non-exclusive relationship between the two classes. In aggregations, the class that forms part of owner class can be exist independently. The life of an object or the part is not determined by the owner class, right? So for example, here one example is given, that is the motherboard. It is the part of computer that can exist as a separate item independent of the computer, right? So the motherboard, it is not exclusively associated with the computer. Similarly, the object address may be shared by the two or more persons as can be seen, right? So address, it is not exclusive to any one person. So here the two persons objects having the different name but the same address, right? Two person names, right? Either that two persons are the brother or sister, right? So person 1 and person 2, right? Different names but the address is same. So for example, when an object of the class person is deleted, the object of the class name also be deleted. Name is associated exclusively with the single person. It is given here in this figure 6.6, right? So composition, it is relationships are represented using the filled diamond symbol next to the whole class as shown in this figure 6.7, right? Composition, it is filled diamond symbol, it is displayed here. In this above example, the relationship between a class person and a class name is composition's relationship, whereas the relationship between a person and address, it is the aggregation relationship. This is the aggregation relationship, right? It is empty diamond symbol. Address may be shared by more than one person. So when a person is deleted, the corresponding name objects is deleted, but address cannot be deleted, right? After that, next one, it is the inheritance. It is generally refers to as an is a kind of relationship between two classes. It is appropriate when one class is a kind of other class. For example, teacher is a kind of person, right? So all the attributes and the method class person are applicable to the class teacher also, right? In other words, the teacher inherits all attributes and behavior of a class person. Class teacher may have the additional attributes like the different subjects and the methods like taking lectures of the subject. Then in such scenario, class teacher can be defined using a person, right? So inheritance refers to the capability of defining a new class of objects that inherits the characteristics of the other existing class, right? So that's why it is referred to as a kind of relationship between the two classes. Here example is given, that is the multi-level inheritance, person, employee and teacher. So class can be derived using more than parent classes. For example, child inherits the characteristics of the both mother and father. Aeroplane, it is a kind of a vehicle as well as a flying object. When a class is derived from the two or more classes, it is known as multiple inheritance. After that, compositions versus the inheritance. In inheritance, class inherits from other classes in order to share, you can reuse or extend the different functionalities, right? Here there exists a kind of relationship between the superclass and subclass. In composition, classes do not inherit from other classes but are composed of other classes. Class contains the attributes where some attributes are of the objects of other types of classes, right? So here the one note is given, there are other types of relationships and also constraints that can be represented in the class diagram, and which we have discussed in previously. Okay, so this is the end of chapter number 6. Thank you.